Welcome back to Fast Money. The energy trade getting slammed today, but our next guest says there is one name in the space that could light up your portfolio. Let's bring in Courtney Dominguez, Senior Wealth Advisor at Payne Capital Management. Courtney, what are you pitching for us?
Yeah, so what I want to talk about today is chart industries, which I think is a really interesting opportunity right now because it's a great way to play the rebound that we've seen this year in the energy space, specifically in two ways. So first of all, it's actually a great way to play your traditional energy, which I know there's still a lot of talk about your renewable energy sources. However, your traditional energy sources are likely going to be really the play over the next couple of years, and they have that exposure in both natural gas and energy. But on the flip side, they also have renewable energy exposure. So you're getting both the new and the future energy sources by this stock. And specifically in their renewable sources, you have things like hydrogen and carbon capture, which is really intriguing because you're already seeing governments and private sectors increase their interest there. And even in carbon capture, you're seeing things like Exxon showing a lot of interest there, which is already a customer of theirs. And interestingly enough, I do think that that's really going to be where their future growth lies, is in their renewable energy. And that's why they're expected to see earnings per share have really positive growth here, about 44% this year, 33% next year, and 25% over the long run, which is very impressive. And on top of that, you want to think of this as really a growth play as opposed to an income play. They don't pay a dividend, but they're actually really utilizing their cash, where last year, even with COVID, when your midstream sectors were down, they were still able to benefit and increase their cash flow. And they were actually able to take advantage and opportunistically take advantage of some acquisitions in the hydrogen space, which is putting their best foot forward as we go into a recovery here. I think you're likely going to continue to see that in 2021 as they'll pay down debt and have more acquisitions. And I think for all those reasons, it's a really good opportunity to look at in the energy space right now.
So, Courtney, I like that the cryo tank is responsible for 35% of the sales. What makes me nervous, and the question is, does it make you nervous, that the top 10 clients are responsible for 40% of the revenue?
Potentially, but I think you want to look at this both short and long term, right? So, I mean, these are big players who in the energy space who are their top customers. But right now, you have some of their specialty products, which again is their renewable energy, is only right now about 20% of their revenue. But that's expected to be as much as 50% of their revenue by 2025. So I think you're going to see this big shift where that will change over time. And I think that's why you want to look at this as more of a long term play here.
All right, Courtney, thank you. No more questions here. We're going to vote. Are you buying Courtney's pitch on chart industries? Guy, what do you say?
Will you read my smart board for me, please, Melissa, if you could?
Chart
please.
industries is greater than sign. Chart house, hashtag CDOM. Courtney Dominguez.
Yeah, CDOM, of course, Courtney Dominguez. Thank you very much. Yeah, if you look at it, Barron's actually had a piece on these guys, June 26th. I'm with her on this. I don't know why you played the sad trombone. I think she's right. 25% EPS growth, reasonable valuation, buy it into earnings on July 22nd.
Karen, what do you say?
Yeah, I like it. That's an industrial gas holder, in case it wasn't painfully obvious what it was. I like the story. I think it's a little bit expensive, but I think, I like the spaces that they're in, like industrials. It's interesting to me, and maybe a bite size for somebody for an acquisition. So I like it.
That looked like a milk jug, too, but, Dan.
Yeah, I'm a little gutless normally when it comes to the energy trade, but I like Courtney's trade idea. And I look at that valuation, I look at the growth, I look at what Karen just mentioned. That customer concentration that you talked about with a $6 billion enterprise value could make them an acquisition target, too. So to me, I like the call.
All right, Steve, round it out.
I'm going to say it's a buy as well, and I do like the idea that if it starts to gain some attention from the investment community, there is a 10% short interest. I think someone else said that, so kudos to someone else who said that. Buy.
And kudos to Courtney, by the way. Clean sweep here. Courtney, great job. Courtney Dominguez. So the traders are buying the pitch. It is your turn, America, to cast your vote. Are you buying Courtney's pitch on chart industries? You can vote in our Twitter poll at CNBC Fast Money. We'll have the results later on in the show.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.